Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a filing from FirstEnergy and it involves a little game of corporate change the rules mid-game, but we'll see if it's fair play or foul. FirstEnergy just tweaked their executive bonus plan. It's kind of like changing the test after everyone's already studied for it. Let's see why, and if it actually benefits the company and its shareholders. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. Come join us. So this is an 8K filing, which is basically a company saying, hey, something important happened and we need to tell you about it now. In this case, the important thing involves how FirstEnergy is going to pay out some bonuses to its top executives. Specifically, the board of directors changed how they measure performance for certain bonus awards that were already in place for the years 2025 and 2026. Think of it as adjusting the finish line in a race that's already underway for awards granted under what they call their Long-Term Incentive Compensation Program, or LTIP. Here's the crux of the change. They're swapping one way of measuring earnings per share called operating EPS with another called core EPS. EPS, earnings per share, is a key metric of company profitability. Operating EPS focused on the company's business units, but core EPS does things a bit different, as we'll see. This change affects people who got these awards, even the big bosses like the CEO and CFO. So why suddenly change the measuring stick? Well, according to the filing, FirstEnergy says they're doing this to give investors clearer information about how their regulated operations are doing. They decided last year, 2024, to move away from operating EPS and focus on core EPS. Core EPS, or core earnings per share, is a non-GAAP metric, meaning that it's not calculated using standard accounting rules. It focuses on their main business segments: distribution, integrated, standalone transmission, and corporate. It leaves out some special items as well as income from a coal mine investment and pension benefits. Essentially, it's intended to show how the core ongoing parts of the business are performing without the noise of one-time events. Starting at the end of 2024, the company shifted to reporting based on core earnings per share and stopped reporting or giving advice based on operating EPS in March 2025. So to match how they're reporting to shareholders, they're changing the bonus plan to use core EPS. It's all about aligning what they pay management to do with the company's main goals. Now, this change only applies to the parts of the bonus periods that haven't happened yet, which is good. So for an award that runs from January 1, 2023 to December 31, 2023 to December 31, 2023 to December 31, 2025, and the same logic apply to the awards for 2024 to 2026 period. This makes sure that the results measure the actual impact of performance, not something that already happened. They're also capping the bonus payout related to earnings per share at 100% of the target. The filing also mentions that this decision is consistent with an earlier decision to use core EPS instead of operating EPS for long-term incentive awards granted earlier this year for the period 2025-2027. So they're trying to keep things consistent across the board. Now let's quickly look at the numbers. The table shows the performance targets for these awards. We'll focus just on the EPS, earnings per share, targets. For the 2023-2025 LTIP awards, the threshold, the minimum to get any payout, is a combined operating EPS and EPS of 7.3. What they're really shooting for is $7.76. If they hit the target, the payout is capped at 100%. For the 2024-2026 LTIP awards, the numbers are slightly different. The threshold is $7.44, the target is $7.28, with again a maximum payout of 100%. It is important to note that these values seem to be accumulative from the beginning of their respective periods as described earlier, and threshold payout starts only at 25%. If you want more detailed information about the long-term incentive program, you can check out the company's proxy statement from April 3, 2025. This proxy statement contains a section about what's called the compensation discussion and analysis, which explains the program in more detail. Now, what's the real story here? Is this a good move by FirstEnergy? Well, changing the metrics mid-game can raise eyebrows. However, the old metric no longer accurately reflects the company's strategy or how they communicate with investors, then it can be a good idea and is what any rational person should do. Switching to core EPS might give investors a better view of the company's core business, the part that they depend on, but it can also make comparisons to past performance tricky. The executives now have an incentive tied to the core EPS number, but it is capped to 100%. Ultimately, whether this change is good or bad depends on whether CORP really gives investors a more accurate picture of FirstEnergy's financial health, and it's up to you to keep an eye out for that. Alright, that's a quick look at FirstEnergy's executive bonus tweak. What do you think of this move? Will focusing on core EPS really benefit shareholders, or is it just a way to make the numbers look better? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown useful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And don't forget to join the Discord community for more discussion. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.